mean, look, I would expect over this next, what is it, 3.5 weeks before the primary, that John Bel Edwards' numbers ought to increase as the traditional Democratic base comes together. And that's what he's going after in the primary, and he really is not being challenged for it. He is going after that traditional Democratic base as the only major Democrat in the race, and he's attempting to put that together. Assuming that he does, his numbers are going to go up. Now, once you take those voters out, you have what's left, which is going to be Republicans and independents. David Vitter strategically has decided that what he wants to do is to go after that right-wing, right side of the Republican Party and lock those voters up. Don't allow Jay Darden or Scott Angel the opportunity to go after those voters. Scott Angel in his campaign commercials, if you watch some of his earlier commercials, that's what he was trying to do also. He was trying to grab those voters on the right inside the Republican Party. What David Vitter is trying to do is prevent Jay Darden, prevent Scott Angel from getting those votes. And his strategy is that there's enough of those votes that if I can get a lock on that block of voters, I'm in the runoff. Now, once I'm in the runoff, I'm going to run against Barack Obama and John Bel Edwards. And that's going to be the strategy. You saw, though, a little bit of what John Bel Edwards' strategy is going to be in a runoff. He's going to run against Bobby Jindal and attempt to tie David Vitter to Bobby Jindal and say that if you like Bobby Jindal, you're going to love David Vitter. I think he called him Bobby Jindal on
steroids. Yeah,
on steroids.
Now, Brett,
so I think you're going to hear that all the time. You saw a little bit of what the strategy is going to be in the runoff, but that's what the candidates are doing. The problem for Jay Darden and for Scott Angel is, in order to have a chance to be in a runoff, they've got to take votes away from either John Bel Edwards or David Vitter. Or
the 18%.
So far, that's not happening.
Or the 18 or 20% that's talked to a friend of mine who's a real Vitter advocate, and he said, "Oh, well, David won," and I mean, he won, I think, or did he? If he did win, it's only because he wasn't hit hard. Nobody really attacked him. There were two references regarding at least one reference regarding prostitution. Another reference said something like, "Well, you failed at fornication," I think is what was said, and I think it was either Scott Angel or by Darden. But other than that, I mean, what they did was Vitter was attacking them, and they just defended.
They were defending themselves.
They were just defending themselves. They didn't attack him, and I just thought that was really somewhat odd. I
find it odd that we have not seen more of an attack on David Vitter. Look, he's been in Washington for a long time. He's been there as a congressman. He's been there as a U.S. senator. And he was in the state legislature before that. So he's cast a lot of votes. And when you are a legislator, you cast votes. Sometimes they're votes that are difficult to cast. But you cast them for whatever the reason is that you're casting them. So I am a little surprised that we have not seen more attacks on his voting record in Congress, as well as maybe back to when he was a member of the state legislature. I'm surprised that the Angel campaign and the Darden campaign have not engaged in that. Now, look, maybe it's coming. Maybe it's coming in these last couple of weeks. We're going to see it. But I'm really surprised that what you're basically seeing is a very, very aggressive David Vitter going after Angel and Darden. He's really ignoring John Bel Edwards because he doesn't want to tear him down. That's who he wants to be in the runoff with. So he's been going after the other two major Republicans in the race. And, they haven't really laid a glove on him. And I don't know that there's a glove to be laid on him, but they haven't laid a glove on him.